What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Lethal Lightning here, and by the time this video goes up, it might actually already be Christmas here in Australia. So I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. I thank you for all the support, both on the Geeks and Gamers channel, the website, my channel, whatever it may be. Hope you all have a fantastic holiday, but for now, let's jump into this. So we're going to be talking about a potential Marvel DC crossover that was recently hinted in the final issue of Doomsday Clock. Now, Doomsday Clock was kind of like supposed to be like the big payoff for DC Rebirth, which kicked off back in 2016. I believe it's essentially a continuation from the Watchmen story involving the DC universe. Now, if you're more interested in the actual book itself and the storyline, I suggest going over to my channel because I talk about comics and all that on live streams and videos. But for now, we're going to focus on the crossover that was hinted that contains Superman versing Thor and the Hulk. Like, it was pretty interesting, so let's jump into it. So Doomsday Clock just teased a future Marvel DC crossover. Now, this does contain some spoilers for issue 12 if you care about that. As if rebuilding the history of the DC universe and giving the world of Watchmen a new lease on life wasn't enough, Doomsday Clock also teased the idea of new potential crossover between DC and Marvel. After Dr. Manhattan is inspired by Superman to his tinkering with the DC timeline, the omnipotent Watchmen character surveys the future of the main DC universe and the multiverse of the world it creates. And on July 10th, 2030, Manhattan sees a secret crisis where the worlds of Marvel and DC could collide. Now, I'm going to show the image here and read it out to you. So this is a monologue from Dr. Manhattan on page 34. On July 10th, 2030, the secret crisis begins, throwing Superman into a brawl across the universe with Thor himself and a green behemoth stronger than even Doomsday, who dies protecting Superman from these invaders. In its wake, Superman's timeline shifts forward again. As Manhattan says, Superman and Doomsday, which is one of his deadliest villains, team off to face against Thor and a, quote, green behemoth, Hulk, in a battle that leaves Doomsday dead. Alongside the fairly explicit reference to the Hulk, Manhattan describes the Marvel heroes as invaders, whose very presence is enough for the Man of Steel and the monster who killed him to make an alliance. While this is well over a decade since Marvel and DC's last crossover, the heroes of these two worlds used to meet each other on a somewhat regular basis. And the rest of the article just kind of goes over some of the more famous instances when Marvel and DC have crossed over, like when Batman fought the Hulk. But at the bottom it says, while there's no way of knowing if Doomsday Clock's secret crisis will actually come to pass in 10 years, Manhattan mentions it while talking about the timeless hope that Superman represents. Which is quite funny because about a month ago there was the whole talk of how to keep Superman fresh and modern, where everyone was saying, no, you don't need to do that, he's timeless. Anyway, if that crossover conflict ever does happen, Manhattan seemingly revealed which side he'll be rooting for. Very, very true. Now, this doesn't really confirm that it's actually going to be happening, but I think, in my personal opinion, considering how long it's been since there was a crossover, I guess it makes sense that it might be coming up sooner rather than later. The whole July 10th, 2030 thing, I don't necessarily think that means it's going to be happening in like our time, 2030, because one of the bigger things about the finale of Doomsday Clock was it starts mentioning some of the other timelines and where it's permanently 1985 and, you know, all the multiverse, you know, all different stuff. So I think it's very possible we might actually see this come to pass in a miniseries maybe next year, who knows. And it also does hint at some of the 5G stuff, in case you're curious about that. But that stuff I'll be talking about. I might do a separate video for G&G, or definitely be talking about it on my channel. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited for another Marvel DC crossover in the comics? And who knows, maybe one day we might see it on the big screen. I doubt that though. But drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to Geeks and Gamers. Share the video around. All that good stuff. I want you all to have a fantastic holiday. Merry Christmas. Whatever you celebrate. Festivus for the rest of us. Seinfeld reference. I'm Lethal Lightning. I want you all to have a fantastic day. And I'll see you in the next video.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com. And if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website. Visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.